Pain is often perceived as an enemy, something that holds people back and prevents them from reaching their full potential. It is seen as a barrier that must be avoided at all costs, a weight that drags people down into despair. But the truth is that pain is not an obstacle. It is a teacher, a force that shapes individuals into stronger, more resilient versions of themselves. Every moment of struggle carries within it a lesson, an opportunity to grow, and a chance to redefine the meaning of strength. When life presents difficulties, it is not an act of cruelty, but a call to rise above circumstances and discover the true power that lies within. Without pain, there would be no growth, no transformation, and no real understanding of what it means to persevere. It is through hardship that people learn the most about themselves, about their limits, and about their ability to push beyond them. Those who embrace their struggles rather than running from them are the ones who ultimately turn their pain into power. Life often takes unexpected turns, leading people down paths they never planned to walk. Dreams shatter, relationships break, and circumstances change in ways that feel unbearable. In these moments, it is easy to feel defeated, to believe that life is unfair, and to surrender to hopelessness. But pain is not meant to destroy. It is meant to build. Every heartbreak, every failure, and every moment of despair carries with it an opportunity to rebuild, to start anew, and to emerge stronger than before. The most powerful people are not those who have never faced hardship, but those who have faced it head on and refuse to let it define them. Pain reveals true character, stripping away the illusions of control and exposing the raw, unfiltered strength that lies beneath. It teaches patience, resilience, and the ability to keep moving forward even when the road is uncertain. Those who learn to use their pain as motivation instead of letting it become an excuse are the ones who truly succeed. Struggles have a way of forcing people to look within, to confront their fears and to question their purpose. When life seems to be falling apart, it often pushes individuals to find a deeper meaning, a reason to keep going beyond their personal suffering. Pain can serve as a wake-up call, a moment of realization that there is more to life than comfort and ease. It forces people to dig deep, to reassess their values, and to discover what truly matters. Those who embrace their hardships rather than avoiding them often find themselves on paths they never would have considered otherwise. They develop a newfound appreciation for life, for the small victories, and for the strength they never knew they had. Pain pushes people to evolve, to break free from limiting beliefs, and to discover their true potential. It is in the darkest moments that people often find their greatest light, their most profound strength, and their true calling. The human spirit is designed to endure, to adapt, and to overcome. Pain is not meant to break a person, but to refine them, like fire refining gold. Every difficulty, every setback, and every painful experience contributes to the process of transformation. Those who choose to see pain as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block unlock a level of resilience that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. Pain is temporary, but the strength gained from overcoming it lasts forever. It teaches people to rely on themselves, to believe in their ability to rise again, and to trust that even in the most challenging times, they have what it takes to keep moving forward. The key is not to resist pain, but to embrace it, to learn from it, and to use it as fuel for growth. Those who do this emerge not just as survivors, but as warriors, unshaken by life's storms and empowered by their own unbreakable spirit. There is a misconception that strength is about never feeling pain, never showing vulnerability, and never experiencing failure. But true strength is not about avoiding pain. It is about facing it with courage and refusing to let it define the future. Pain is an inevitable part of life, but suffering is a choice. People who turn their pain into power understand that every hardship carries within it the seed of transformation. They recognize that pain is not a punishment, but a catalyst for growth, pushing them to become the best version of themselves. Instead of seeing struggles as barriers, they see them as bridges, leading them to new opportunities, new perspectives, and new possibilities. Pain has the power to break a person, but it also has the power to build them into someone even stronger. It all depends on the mindset with which it is approached. Those who embrace their struggles with a sense of purpose find themselves not only surviving but thriving. Many of the world's most successful and inspiring individuals have endured incredible hardships, yet they refuse to let their pain dictate their destiny. They faced rejection, failure, and loss. But instead of giving up, they chose to turn their struggles into stepping stones. They understood that pain was not an indication to stop, but a sign that they were on the path to something greater. Every setback they encountered became a lesson. Every failure became a redirection, and every disappointment became a source of motivation. They allowed their pain to mold them, to push them beyond their limits, and to awaken a strength they never knew existed. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is not the absence of pain, but the decision to use it as a tool for empowerment rather than a reason to quit. They chose to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. Pain has the ability to transform not just individuals, but also the way they view the world. Those who have suffered deeply often develop an unparalleled sense of empathy, understanding, and gratitude. They learn to appreciate the little things, to see beauty in the midst of struggle, and to connect with others on a level that is beyond words. Pain strips away superficiality and reveals the essence of humanity, the raw, unfiltered emotions that bind people together. Those who have walked through fire develop a strength that radiates beyond themselves, inspiring those around them to keep going, to push forward, and to never lose hope. They become living proof that no amount of suffering can extinguish the power of the human spirit. They show others that pain does not have to be the end of the story, but can be the beginning of something extraordinary. Life will always bring moments of pain, moments that feel unbearable, moments that test every ounce of strength within a person. But those who choose to face their struggles with courage, who refuse to let their pain define them, and who turn their hardships into fuel for success, will always rise above their circumstances. They will find that pain is not the enemy, but the greatest teacher, the force that pushes them beyond their comfort zones and into a life of meaning, resilience, and unwavering strength. Those who embrace their struggles and use them as a foundation for growth will discover that their greatest power lies not in avoiding pain, but in transforming it into something greater than themselves. People often spend their lives chasing perfection, believing that success is measured by flawless achievements and an unbroken path to the top. They fear mistakes, avoid failure, and push themselves toward unrealistic standards, thinking that only those who attain perfection are truly successful. But perfection is an illusion, a constantly shifting goalpost that can never be reached. No matter how much someone achieves, there will always be another level, another expectation, another reason to feel as though they are not enough. This endless pursuit often leads to frustration, self-doubt, and burnout. People become so focused on eliminating imperfections that they forget the true essence of success. Instead of striving for perfection, they should be striving for purpose. A life driven by purpose is far more fulfilling than one spent chasing an unattainable ideal. True success does not come from doing everything perfectly. It comes from doing what truly matters, from making a difference, and from living with a deep sense of meaning. When people shift their focus from perfection to purpose, they free themselves from the pressure of unrealistic expectations. They no longer measure their worth by how flawlessly they perform, but by the impact they create. Purpose is what gives life meaning, what makes the journey worthwhile. It is the reason people keep going even when the road is difficult. The reason they wake up every morning with motivation and passion. Unlike perfection, which is rooted in fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough, purpose is rooted in passion. It is about finding something bigger than oneself, something worth fighting for, something that makes all the struggles feel worthwhile. The most successful people are not those who never fail, but those who never stop pursuing what truly matters to them. They understand that every challenge, every mistake, and every setback is simply a step on the path towards something greater. The desire for perfection often keeps people from taking risks. They hesitate to start new projects, to follow their dreams, or to step outside their comfort zones because they are afraid of failing. They tell themselves that they are not ready, that they need more time, that they must wait until everything is perfect. But waiting for perfection only leads to missed opportunities. Growth comes from action, from stepping forward despite uncertainty, from embracing the imperfections of the journey. Those who are driven by purpose understand that failure is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of effort. Every mistake is a lesson, every setback is a redirection, and every struggle is a chance to become stronger. They know that the path to success is not about avoiding failure, but about learning from it. They are willing to take risks, to make mistakes, and to keep moving forward because they understand that purpose is more powerful than perfection. Success is often associated with external achievements, money, status, recognition. Society conditions people to believe that they must accumulate these things to be considered successful. But if success is only measured by external validation, it becomes fragile. The moment those things are lost, a person's sense of worth disappears with them. True success is not about how much one has, but how much one gives, how deeply one lives, and how meaningfully one contributes. A life built on purpose is unshakable because it is not dependent on external validation. It is not about proving something to others, but about fulfilling something within oneself. People who prioritize purpose over perfection understand that their value is not determined by their achievements, but by the impact they create. They are not driven by a need to impress, but by a desire to inspire. They inspire people because it isn't a proposition about people, what it is about who they are. They recognize that true fulfillment does not come from reaching an impossible standard of flawlessness, but from making a difference in a way that truly matters. One of the greatest barriers to success is the fear of judgment. Many people hold themselves back from pursuing their dreams because they worry about what others will think. They are afraid of criticism, afraid of looking foolish, afraid of not meeting expectations. But those who live with purpose understand that their journey is not about pleasing others. It is about fulfilling their own calling. They know that no matter what they do, there will always be people who disapprove, who criticize, who doubt them, But they also know that their purpose is far more important than the opinions of others. They refuse to let fear dictate their decisions. They choose to follow their passion, to embrace their imperfections, and to trust that their journey is meaningful, even if others do not understand it. Purpose gives them the courage to rise above doubt, to silence self-criticism, and to continue moving forward with confidence. Every great achievement in history was made possible not by those who pursued perfection, but by those who pursued purpose. The greatest innovators, leaders, and change makers were not people who waited for the perfect conditions before taking action. They were people who dared to start even when things were uncertain, who embraced failure as part of the process, who remained committed to their vision despite setbacks. They understood that perfection is not what changes the world. Passion, perseverance, and purpose do. They were not afraid to be imperfect because they knew that their work was more important than their fears. Their success was not defined by never making mistakes, but by never giving up on what truly mattered to them. They chose to focus on progress rather than perfection, on impact rather than image, on meaning rather than mere achievement. People often believe that they need to have everything figured out before they can begin. They think that they need the perfect plan, the perfect skills, the perfect circumstances. But the truth is, no one ever starts with everything in place. The most successful people in the world began their journeys full of uncertainty, with no guarantee of success. What set them apart was their willingness to move forward despite the unknown. They understood that growth happens along the way, that learning comes from experience, that clarity emerges through action. They did not let the fear of imperfection hold them back. Instead, they embraced the journey with all its messiness, all its unpredictability, all its challenges. They trusted that as long as they stayed true to their purpose, they would find a way to navigate whatever obstacles came their way. Purpose gives people the strength to keep going even when things are difficult. It provides resilience in the face of challenges, motivation in moments of doubt, and direction when the path is unclear. Unlike perfection, which creates pressure and fear, purpose creates passion and perseverance. Those who are driven by purpose do not crumble under the weight of expectations because they are not seeking approval, they are seeking meaning. They understand that success is not about being flawless, but about being fearless in the pursuit of what truly matters. They know that their journey will not be perfect, but they are willing to embrace it anyway. They choose to focus on progress rather than perfection, on passion rather than fear, on impact rather than image. They realize that the secret to success is not about getting everything right, but about doing what feels right in their heart. Failure is often seen as the end of the road, a signal that dreams are unattainable and efforts have been wasted. People fear failure so much that they avoid risks, hold back from pursuing their passions, and settle for a life that feels safe but unfulfilling. They believe that success is about always winning, never making mistakes, and proving themselves to the world. But the truth is, failure is not the opposite of success. It is a crucial part of it. Every great achievement has been built on a foundation of failures, lessons, and setbacks that shape the path forward. Failure is not a sign of weakness, it is proof of effort, of courage, and of a willingness to try despite uncertainty. It teaches resilience, adaptability, and the ability to rise again after every fall. Those who fear failure remain stuck, but those who embrace it as a stepping stone move forward with greater wisdom, strength, and determination. When people experience failure, their first instinct is often to give up. They see it as a confirmation of their doubts, a reason to believe they are not good enough or capable enough to succeed. But failure is not a message to stop. It is an opportunity to learn. Every mistake carries a lesson. Every setback reveals an area for growth, and every rejection is a redirection towards something better. The most successful people are not those who never fail, but those who never let failure define them. They see failure as feedback, a necessary part of refining their skills, improving their strategies, and understanding what works and what does not. They do not allow temporary defeats to become permanent excuses. Instead, they use each failure as fuel to push themselves harder, knowing that every step, even the difficult ones, brings them closer to their goals. Failure forces people to confront their fears, to question their limitations, and to develop the resilience needed to keep moving forward. It is easy to feel confident when everything is going well, but true strength is tested in the moments of disappointment and struggle. Those who learn to see failure as a teacher rather than a punishment develop a mindset that is unshakable. They understand that failure is not about losing, but about learning. It strips away ego, humbles the spirit, and provides clarity about what truly matters. It builds character, strengthening not just the mind, but also the heart. When people stop fearing failure and start embracing it, they unlock their full potential, stepping into a version of themselves that is stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the journey ahead. The most inspiring success stories are not of those who had an easy path, but of those who faced failure time and time again, yet refused to quit. They are the stories of people who lost everything and started over, who faced rejection after rejection but still kept going, who failed 100 times before they finally succeeded. These individuals understood that failure was not a final verdict, but a temporary setback, a necessary chapter in their journey toward greatness. They did not allow self-doubt to take control. Instead, they chose to believe in their potential, to keep pushing forward despite the obstacles, and to use every failure as proof that they were still in the game. The only true failure is giving up. Those who persist, who rise after every fall, and who continue despite the hardships, are the ones who ultimately achieve success. Many people let failure define their self-worth, believing that if they fail, they are not good enough. But failure is not a reflection of who a person is. It is simply a result of action, an outcome that provides insight into what needs improvement. It does not mean someone lacks talent or ability. It only means they have more to learn. The difference between those who succeed and those who do not is not intelligence, luck, or talent. It is mindset. Those who view failure as a lesson grow from it, while those who see it as a limitation remain stuck. Every person who has achieved greatness has experienced failure along the way. They used it as a tool to refine their skills, strengthen their resilience, and sharpen their vision. Failure is never a reason to stop. It is a reason to keep going with more wisdom and determination than before. The fear of failure holds more people back than failure itself ever could. People hesitate to chase their dreams, to take risks, or to step outside their comfort zones because they are afraid of what might go wrong. But avoiding failure also means avoiding growth. Those who are willing to fail are the ones who push boundaries, who innovate, who create something new and meaningful. Playing it safe may provide comfort, but it does not lead to greatness. The greatest achievements come from those who dare to try, knowing that failure is part of the process. They are not afraid of setbacks because they understand that every failure is simply a lesson preparing them for the next step. Fear of failure creates hesitation, but embracing failure creates unstoppable momentum. Failure builds resilience, the kind of inner strength that cannot be developed through success alone. Those who have faced failure understand that they can survive challenges, endure hardships, and still come out stronger. They no longer fear difficulties because they have already been through them and have learned how to rise above them. Resilience is what separates those who give up from those who keep going. It is what allows people to try again, even when everything seems to be working against them. Resilience is not about avoiding failure, but about learning how to rise from it with even greater determination. Those who embrace failure as a necessary part of their journey develop a mindset that is unstoppable. They know that success is not about avoiding difficulties, but about pushing through them with strength and perseverance. Failure forces reinvention. When things do not go as planned, it provides an opportunity to rethink strategies, to approach problems from a new angle, and to find solutions that may have been overlooked before. Some of the greatest innovations and breakthroughs in history came from failures that forced people to look at things differently. When one path does not work, failure provides the chance to discover another one that may be even better. It teaches flexibility, adaptability, and creativity. Those who embrace failure as a necessary part of success do not get stuck in one way of thinking. Instead, they constantly evolve, learning new ways to improve, innovate, and grow. They understand that failure is not a dead end, but a detour leading to a better destination. Success is not about never making mistakes. It is about never letting mistakes stop progress. Every great leader, artist, entrepreneur, and visionary has failed multiple times before reaching their goals. They did not allow failure to define them or limit their potential. They understood that the road to success is built on trial and error, on learning from mistakes, and on refusing to quit. They did not see failure as a reason to stop, but as proof that they were pushing themselves toward something greater. Failure is the foundation upon which success is built. It is what strengthens character, sharpens skills, and creates the resilience needed to turn dreams into reality. Those who embrace failure with the right mindset, they rise above them stronger and more determined than ever before. Difficult times are an inevitable part of life, testing patience, resilience, and inner strength. When challenges arise, it is easy to feel overwhelmed, to believe that circumstances are too heavy to bear. In those moments, people often search for external solutions, hoping that something outside of them will change the situation. But the truth is, real strength is not found in external circumstances. It is found within. The ability to endure hardships, to rise above difficulties, and to keep going despite the odds does not come from the absence of struggles, but from the power of inner resilience. Life does not promise ease or comfort, but it does offer opportunities to grow stronger with every challenge faced. Those who understand this do not wait for life to be perfect before they move forward. They face difficulties head-on, knowing that every struggle is shaping them into someone even more powerful than before. There will always be moments when everything seems to be falling apart, when the weight of uncertainty makes it difficult to see the way forward. It is in these times that many people feel like giving up, believing that they are not strong enough to handle what life has thrown at them. But strength is not about never feeling weak. It is about finding the courage to keep moving, even when the path is unclear. The strongest people are not those who never struggle, but those who refuse to let struggles define them. They understand that resilience is not about avoiding hardships, but about learning how to rise above them. Every storm they endure teaches them something new about their own capabilities, showing them that they are far stronger than they ever believed. Difficult times are not meant to break them, but to reveal the depth of their inner power. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles during difficult times, creating doubts and limiting beliefs that make challenges feel even more overwhelming. People fear failure, rejection, and the unknown, allowing these fears to control their decisions and prevent them from taking action. But fear only has power when it is given permission to dictate choices. Those who push through fear despite uncertainty discover that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to move forward in spite of it. They do not allow fear to paralyze them or convince them that they are incapable. Instead, they recognize that fear is simply a sign that they are stepping into something greater than their comfort zone. Strength is built in the moments when fear is faced head-on, when risks are taken, and when challenges are embraced as opportunities for growth rather than barriers to success. Pain and hardship often make people question their own worth, leading them to believe that struggles are a sign of weakness. But challenges are not proof of weakness. They are proof of effort, of growth, of the willingness to keep fighting even when things feel impossible. The strongest individuals are not those who have never suffered, but those who have turned their suffering into strength. They do not see difficulties as a reason to stop, but as a chance to rise above circumstances and prove to themselves that they are capable of handling whatever life throws their way. Strength is not given, it is earned through perseverance, through every moment of doubt that is pushed through, and through every hardship that is faced with determination. Those who understand this do not fear struggles. There will always be situations that are beyond control, times when life feels unfair and obstacles seem insurmountable. It is easy to focus on what cannot be changed, to dwell on the hardships and allow them to create a sense of helplessness. But true strength comes from shifting focus from what is uncontrollable to what is within personal power. Those who develop inner resilience understand that while they may not control circumstances, they always control their response. They choose to respond to difficulties with courage rather than despair, with determination rather than defeat. They do not waste energy wishing things were different. Instead, they use their energy to find solutions, to adapt, and to move forward. They refuse to let external circumstances dictate their inner peace, knowing that their strength comes from within and not from the situation around them. Difficulties have a way of exposing character, revealing the mindset and attitude with which people face life's challenges. Some allow hardships to break them, to convince them that they are powerless against circumstances. Others use those same hardships as fuel, as proof that they are capable of more than they imagined. The difference is not in the challenge itself, but in the way it is perceived. Those who understand their own strength do not see obstacles as reasons to quit, but as opportunities to grow. They recognize that struggles are temporary, but the strength gained from overcoming them lasts forever. Every difficulty is a test of resilience, a chance to prove that no matter how hard things get, they will not back down. Strength is not about never struggling. It is about never allowing struggles to define what is possible. One of the most powerful lessons learned during difficult times is that nothing lasts forever. Just as joy is temporary, so is pain. Just as success comes in waves, so do hardships. Those who hold on, who refuse to give up during the darkest moments, eventually find themselves on the other side of their struggles, stronger and wiser than before. They learn that patience and perseverance are more powerful than any obstacle, that endurance is what separates those who succeed from those who quit. No matter how heavy the burden feels, it will not last forever. Those who remind themselves of this truth find the strength to keep going, knowing that every step forward is bringing them closer to a breakthrough. Strength is not about avoiding challenges, but about facing them with the knowledge that they are temporary and that resilience will always outlast hardship. Self-belief is the foundation of strength during difficult times. The most powerful people are not those who have never faced adversity, but those who have refused to let adversity convince them that they are incapable. They trust in their own resilience, knowing that no matter what happens, they have the ability to figure things out, to adapt, and to keep moving forward. They do not rely on external validation to confirm their worth. They know that their value is not determined by circumstances, but by the way they rise after every fall. Those who believe in themselves are unstoppable, not because they never experience difficulties, but because they never allow difficulties to break their spirit. They understand that challenges are simply opportunities to prove to themselves that they are stronger than they ever imagined. Life will always present challenges, and difficult times will come when strength is tested in ways that feel overwhelming. But those who understand the power of resilience do not allow hardships to define them. They refuse to give up, to surrender to despair, or to believe that struggles mean they are not capable. They choose to keep going, to keep fighting, and to keep believing that they have the strength to overcome anything life throws their way. A strength is not found in an easy life, but in a determined heart, one that refuses to back down even when things seem impossible.